Today I'll be showing you all the best and unique items in chapter 1. Now I'm willing to do all the other chapters, but only if this video gets a decent amount of views and likes, because it is a remastered game and these videos do take time. So if you like this video, do leave a like, comment, share it, and if it gets a good amount of feedback, then I'll do the other chapters. So let's get right into the items. The first one's barely worth noting. It's in the prologue, right after you do the first athletic jump and right after you get the first creature. You're just going to come over to the left after the first battle, jump across, and you get a wand that can give you 15 light cures. Like I said, barely worth mentioning, but in the beginning of the game, it might do some of you some good. But let's get into the better items now. Our next item of interest gives you a permanent buff to your main character. This is this book right here. Simply by reading the book will allow you to get a buff. So if you're not familiar with this, what you want to do is you want to go into your inventory, then go to the book, and then read the book. You learn something new from this book. So this book gives you a permanent buff of +1 bonus to attack and damage by glaive, as if the affected creature had weapon training with the glaive. And it is right in the beginning of the shield maze in this room. Our second item is in the prologue shield maze, second floor underneath. So there's this puzzle over here. You're gonna hit yellow, then you're gonna hit blue, then you're gonna hit red, then you're gonna hit yellow. Now this is a story item that you can upgrade, but it's also a pretty powerful weapon to at least have in one of your character's hands early on. Our next unique item is Dark Veil. Once per day, you can use this item, put it on any character, and they get a 1 use that recharges every day. And you get total concealment from ranged weapons for 1 minute, which means they get a 50% miss chance. Very nice item to have throughout the game, because it just keeps recharging every time you rest. Next up, we have 2 unique items. So the first gives you a +1 bonus on all trickery skills. This is for opening locked doors, locked chests, and disarming traps. It should be equipped to the person that actually does this for you with the highest chance. Also, if you got a locked door or locked chest that you want to get into and you don't have a 100% success rate, just save the game, attempt it. If you fail, reload the game and try again. So that is the first item, and let's get into how to get this. So what you want is to do the Stolen Moon quest line. You can get this in Defender's Heart in the basement of the main building. Go down, talk to the dude in the cell, go talk to the commander, go back to talk to the dude in the cell, and then he'll give you a quest line. You'll go over here, you'll progress to the quest line. Once you get to the spot where you need to move the golem and get to the shopkeeper, in the same room as the golem is Finn the magical talking weapon. If that name is correct. If it's not, I'm sorry. But you can equip him to any character and you can give them any weapon of your choice. It has every weapon in the game you can select from. And you get a +1 version of the weapon. It's not super powerful, but it has a nice feature that has ghost touch. So when you're dealing with ghosts, you can quickly use it so you deal maximum damage to the ghosts. So it does come in handy, or in the beginning of the game when somebody doesn't have a good weapon, you can keep Finn on them and just give that to the person that has the worst weapon in the game so they have a better weapon. So that's how you get those 2 items. I think I said, but you get the lockpick kit upon completion. You can, once you complete it, you have a lock cellar to the right to get some rings too. Next up, we have 5 unique items in one location. So I'm going to include this quarterstaff because it's really good for a mixed breed and spells healer or a mage, because ideally you don't even want to give them a weapon. You don't even give them the weight. Like I don't have my mage do anything but cast spells. Like that's all they do is cast spells and then regenerate spells. So in any case, it gives you +1 to the DC for all willing save throws against the wielder. So that's pretty good. And you get a +1 enchantment bonus on both attack and damage rolls. And that does count for like your evocation spells. So this is what you want in your spellcaster's hand. So that's really nice. Now, just to note, this is the Blackwing Library, kind of important where to get these items. And I wanted to start with this one because it does require you to have high perception. You have a wall here. You can keep spamming A. If it doesn't open up and you have like at least a handful of points in perception, you should be able to open the wall eventually, as long as one character has the perception. All the characters do checks, I believe. Even with having my highest character right now around 6 perception, it took me like a handful of clicks to get the door open. So if you have a couple points, just stay there for a minute or two and you will get that door open. We also have 4 different more books. I'm not going to go through them all. It's so easy. Just walk around with your left analog if you're on Xbox, or whatever the ability is to make everything, all the loot near you, light up, and just collect all the books, and you'll get 4 new books that give you permanent buffs to your main character. Just quick note, since these are the last books I believe for chapter 1, I have to verify. I just wanted to note that it's a really good idea to make your main character the tank of your team, or if you're not doing a straight out tank build, then your warrior class, because overall you'll get the most amount of benefits towards that build. You'll get a point here, a book here, a book there, that doesn't matter towards the build, but overall the most amount of books will benefit that type of build. Near the end of the act, right before you attack the garrison, you'll gain access to this character, and he's in the corner of this room right here. And you'll say, what scrolls are you selling? And he is selling many scrolls, but he has a unique rod that lets you do 3 spells twice as long 3 times a day for free. And that resets every day. So for 2,500, if you're doing any build that has use of spells, duration spells, this is pretty cool to pick up for 2,500. Next up, I'm including this armor for your mount. It gives you additional damage on critical hits. Now, there's not too much armor for your mounts early in the game, and that's why I'm including this. So this is located on Gray Garrison in a couple floors up. Once you get to this section of the map, it's behind the locked door right here. Next up, we have another armor piece, the upper piece for our mount and an amulet, but this is mainly for the mount and showing you how to solve this puzzle. So make sure they're all open and just follow the pattern that I'm doing. This will open a door right there, and there's a bunch of stuff in there you can grab. Most of it's cheap, but you do get another piece of armor you can put on your mount. Next up, we have the best item I've shown you by far so far. Now, this is an item that allows you to summon 1 Azeta at any level, 2 Azetas at level 9, and 2 Azetas and an advanced Azeta at level 11. This is a once per day charge. You can just use it before you enter an engagement, during an engagement, then rest, and then reuse it. So in those situations where you can rest, now I'm low level, so I only get one. But if you're a level 11, you get two, and then you get an advanced one. And these things hurt. They are really good, especially for the first couple chapters. Excellent distraction for the entire game. This is a must-get item. Now, there are two traps over here, and it's behind a locked door. So, save before you attempt the door. Make sure that you come in with a lockpick kit, and hopefully you can get that door open, because that item is kind of like a must-get. And that's all the unique items for Chapter 1, including the couple, the ones like the early wand and the armor mounts I threw in there. If you liked the video, do leave a like, comment. At the moment, I'm not sure if I want to bother doing the other chapters, because it is really time consuming and this is a remastered game. But if there is enough interest and I have the time before Gotham Knights, then I'll do that. I hope this video helped.